The air temperature here in Sepang is 35 degrees, the track temperature 49 degrees. The hottest Grand Prix of the year and the hardest without a shadow of a doubt, particularly as these engines have already done one Grand Prix in Australia for most of these runners. We've lost already Anthony Davidson and Jenson Button to engine-related problems, we understand. But all of the rest of these guys are getting very close. We're in uncharted territory, really, in terms of engine life and engine mileage. 20 laps to go. How many more engines will let go before the end? Certainly pretty impressive so far that we've not lost more. But look at this. This is a situation that's got a long way to go.
And this will be Coulthard, a replay of Coulthard passing Rubens, who gets out of shape under braking. Coulthard with the balance and grip just to duck inside of him. And a replay then of, is that a replay of? Yeah, it's a replay of Barrichello's pit stop where the fueling hose was reluctant to come out and they were cranking a front wing change in.
Must have been colossal frustration. A new set of tyres couldn't be used. It's a very different style of Formula One racing now. Look at Fisichella. See the back of the car bucking around there. Good illustration of what Ted was talking about. He's struggling with the back of the car stepping out in the corners, what they call oversteer. And it's a bad condition because it tends to put a lot of heat into the rear tyres and makes them lose their grip and their performance.
I think we're going to see this disparate stuff. I mean, Fisichella running third is 2 seconds a lap slower than teammate Alonso, who you're now watching, who's leading. And he's 37 seconds adrift. As soon as the balance goes, I think this, James, is where they've lost a little bit of downforce and some aerodynamic efficiency this year, where they're starting to get punished. And watch this. This is Webber's gone through, up into third place. We're on board with Nick Heidfeld, who's fifth, and he just watched the move. And looks like Fisichella's going to have another run down the outside and into turn 14 at the hairpin. And will Webber have his second contact? There he will. And Webber is out. So is Fisichella, probably. Webber out of the Grand Prix. Heidfeld will go through. Has Fisichella kept the engine running? No. The steering wheel comes off. And finally then, Mark Webber runs out of luck in that final turn, right in the pit entry. There was a lot of rubbish down from Kimi Raikkonen's puncture earlier in the race. And Flavio Briatore choosing to use some English words there instead of Italian ones to describe his dissatisfaction. And that would have come down to earth with quite a bump for Fizzy. And, well, we'll have to see a replay, but I thought it seemed fair enough to come up the inside and have a look.
Well, Webber walked over to where Fisichella was, but Fisichella ran away from him, and this is why.
Yeah, well, Mark braked very late on the outside, but Fizzy's locked his wheels and did a Ralph on him, and Mark kind of put his car in a dangerous place there, you have to say, by steaming down the outside. He might have been better. Look at all the rubbish on the track, and Fizzy's gone in too hot, drifts into the side of Webber, and it's difficult to pin blame on that. I think Mark put his car in a dangerous position and didn't allow for any margin. He knew he was squeezing Fisichella and didn't allow him any room just in case.
Didn't have an awful lot of room to go. It's a pretty wide track here, 15 metres in place. It's one of the widest circuits in Formula One, and particularly that corner there, but Webber certainly didn't manage to turn right enough, and the two collided, and that's well, that's a bit of a gift really for Nick Heidfeld, who moves up into third place now. Ralf Schumacher into fourth place, Montoya fifth, Coulthard up into sixth. Once again, the two Red Bulls, look at this, 6th and 7th for them if they can keep going. And Michael Schumacher is in the points positions finally as a result of those two cars being removed. But I have to say, the feeling for me is that was an unnecessary accident, really.
Yeah, probably from both of them. Fisichella was hot, but Webber squeezed him, came from the outside. Fisichella was in front at the braking point. Mark braked very late and went in to squeeze him, and you're going to get run into if you push the guy on the marbles like that. But I hope nobody's got a pit at the moment, because the pit lane is effectively closed off. A bit surprised they didn't bring the recovery vehicle out of the pit lane and just lift that to Renault from a different direction. But we'll see how that goes if we watch Alonso through the last corner.